Okay, let's get right into it. Monday Night Raw, night 2 of the draft, and the go-home show before Backlash this Saturday in France. Live from Kansas City, Missouri tonight, Monday Night Raw. We did kick it off with obviously people arriving to the building, Judgment Day, and Logan Paul, who actually had Kansas City Chiefs quarterback and Super Bowl winner Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, going to see more of the Kansas City Chiefs later on in the show tonight, and have to even add into the show too. But we move on from that to go to Becky Lynch, who is now the new women's champion after winning that battle royale last week. Fans chanting, "You deserve it." She talked about how she's the champion, and now that there's got to be challengers. So who's gonna be facing her next? Liv Morgan came out there then saying, "I owe you one." I took out Rhea Ripley and everything, and now this revenge tour is not gonna stop, and she wants that title. But Becky went on and said, "Yes, you did take out Rhea, but now I took out you to win this." So funny how things work sometime. Okay. But Liv Morgan said that you wouldn't be champion if it wasn't for me. Nia Jax came out there then basically, I guess some people can still be on this show. I guess the picks don't go into full effect until Monday. But since Nia Jax has been drafted to SmackDown, she wants to take somebody out after that. I'll take somebody out tonight before moving on to SmackDown, which Liv Morgan basically kicked her and challenged her in. So there you go. Stephanie McMahon came out to announce the draft picks, which honestly, look at these draft picks. Nobody didn't really move throughout the whole night. Maybe a few slight people in NXT ones, which were already somewhat predictable as it is. But let's get right into it. Imperium stays on Raw. Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, they beat up Leonardo da Vinci. Giovanni da Vinci, he got kicked out of Imperium last week. So I don't know. Maybe in the supplemental draft he'll be moved to SmackDown, or something happens with him next. Some are already saying it could be the verge of release. I don't think so. But then again, hey, I remember the last person they kicked out of Imperium, and look what happened to him. One day after, got released in after that. But yes, Imperium stays on Monday Night Raw. Going to SmackDown, or I should say staying on SmackDown, Jade Cargill. No surprise there. Then again, she's going for the tag titles this Saturday anyways. Damage Control got moved to Raw, which I said this last Friday in the SmackDown review. Raw really needs the women right now. They really do. So individually, some of these people will work for Raw. I still think the whole group sucks as a whole. Damage Control has always sucked to me, so in a way, I don't care. But at the same time, Raw definitely needs the women right now. They really do. Kevin Owens stays on SmackDown. Right after that, Gunther went against Xavier Woods. I'm surprised his match was as long as it did, but basically, Gunther won with a STF, so I guess he's trying to go for submission moves now, and he kept attacking Woods' knee throughout the entire match, so he won from there. But yeah, pretty long if you ask me. Jey Uso was being interviewed in the back, and I guess people caught this in the show. If you look in the background, like everything, just like NXT, you got to look in the background all the time for clues and stuff. Basically, Liv Morgan walked out of the dressing room, and I guess Dominic left after, so I guess Dominic is hitting that now with one arm, apparently. I guess if mommy is not there, he must look for a new mommy now. We saw them kind of stare down somewhat last week, so I guess he has to move on to the next person. So, hey, he may be hitting that. I'm not sure. Maybe when Rhea comes back, Dominic will be caught for cheating then. I don't know. Just taking a guess right there. Right after that, I know they showed Patrick Mahomes at ringside. They man, got my words messed up a little, but they actually also showed some of the other Kansas City Chief players. I guess they were with a with a kid and everything. Basically, what happened a few months ago? There was a shooting after the whole Super Bowl when the parade was going to happen, and I do remember the kid basically, him and his family were looking for safety, and I guess they Kansas City Chiefs, well, brought him into like the tour bus, keeping him safe and all that, and they gave him a title and everything. So they came out to basically open up Monday Night Raw, so that was really nice to do. Logan Paul and I almost said KSI, the ESO Speed Dude, basically were there to announce the next draft pick names. Monday Night Raw, CM Punk, no surprise there. Then again, it's like he never left Raw because he was already signed to Raw. SmackDown keeps Lashley and crew, or the Pride, if you want to call them that. Braun Strowman goes to Monday Night Raw. Good to see him back because the man has had a lot of neck issues and injury lately. So we haven't seen Braun Strowman in a very long time, I should say. Wow, I'm really trying to remember the last time we saw him. It's been a pretty good while. So good to hear him being back. And Tiffany Stratton stays on SmackDown. But right after that, what do we go to next? Logan Paul talked about Jey Uso and everything, and that Jey made a mistake when he left the bloodline. Jey Uso came out basically telling Logan Paul to shut up, and what Logan Paul said, I've been yeeting since 2017 and all that, and you're gonna know why you should have happens when you got kicked out of the bloodline. Basically, Finn Balor and JD McDonough came out and attacked Jey Uso then. Right after that, Logan Paul ended up getting Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl rings, put it on his fingers, and was going to hit Jey Uso with it, but he accidentally hit JD McDonough with it then. Basically, they ended up trying to attack Jey Uso again, but Braun Strowman came out. Braun Strowman, he's not bald anymore. Strowman chokeslammed Finn Balor and chased after Logan Paul, who ran into the crowd. Even looked at Patrick Mahomes, but the other Kansas City Chiefs got up as Jay told him to back off then. So that'll be a whole segment on ESPN. There's your ESPN Sports Center segment right there with Patrick Mahomes and using the Super Bowl rings as a weapon, and the other Kansas City Chiefs getting involved. So yeah, he had a big part on his show tonight. He had a pretty good part. Austin Trooper in the back talking about something. I guess a title match. I guess Chad Gable. I guess got him to agree to this for this tag title match against what Otis and Tozawa. Sammy ended up kicking Chad Gable before he walked away, getting his payback. Then after that, Booker T was interviewed in the back talking about the draft. With CM Punk being on Raw, Drew McIntyre walked in and talked about what happened at WrestleMania and that Punk is going to pay. Sami Zayn went against Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental title, which ended in a DQ finish due to Chad Gable coming out there and attacking him then. Gable held the title up, but Bronson Reed ended up attacking him after that. Obviously, I feel like a triple threat match is going to happen, so watch out for that. APA, we're out there next, Farouk and Bradshaw. For the next round of picks for the draft, round 3. LWO, including Carlito, even though Carlito betrayed Rey Mysterio on SmackDown and attacked Dragon Lee. Then again, I don't know why Rey Mysterio keeps trusting all these people, because they always end up betraying him. But yeah, the LWO got moved to Raw, which I'll get to that in a second. Legado del Fantasma stay on SmackDown. Drew stays on Raw. Nakamura moves to SmackDown. Then again, I felt like he was moved to Raw like a year ago. And I don't know. Hopefully something with Nakamura happens. Right after that, Drew McIntyre came out there. Then fans started to chant CM Punk. He said that Punk is now a corporate ass kisser. And, he's still talking about Punk and what happened at WrestleMania. CM Punk's music played. Drew was looking for him. But Punk was all the way in a luxury box up top, basically saying, I'm not sitting at home, Drew. I'm right here, you little bitch. As Ron Simmons Farouk said, damn, as the segment ended. American Alpha, not American Alpha, I said American Alpha. Alpha Academy were in the back basically talking about the Battle Royale, and Chad Gable says, like, well, where's the title? You didn't win. We're not celebrating mediocrity. Do not dance, he told Tozawa and Otis out there. Go win the tag titles tonight. Right at that Braun Breaker, he ended up talking to Sheamus then. Drew walked off as I guess Sheamus went after him, but I guess Sheamus basically said he was a fan of Breaker and all that. Candice LeRae went against Maxine Dupree. I didn't even watch the match. I was doing something else. I just saw Candice won, so boom, that's all I really need to know. LWO in the back talking about being on Raw. Dominic walked up. Basically, now he's got a mustache, kind of looking like Eddie Guerrero from 1998. As Rey Mysterio, basically, you haven't been drafted yet, Dirty Sanchez. As Dominic walked off, saying, lucky I'm not medically cleared. So, yes, once again, we have to see Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. I don't even really care about it at this point. It's a feud that's always going to keep coming back because it's their family, but Still, one thing my friend Isaiah pointed out, saying earlier tonight to me, like, it just feels weird seeing Rey Mysterio on Raw, because Rey Mysterio is usually a SmackDown guy, so I am a little surprised that they actually did move him to Raw, but then I'm like, oh, great, we have to go back to the feud that never ends. By the way, a lot of factions got moved to Raw tonight, okay? A lot of factions did. Then again, it's a lot of factions around in general. But right after that, Drew McIntyre was still looking for Punk. He ended up finding the luxury box, and I guess he got an autograph photo. CM Punk came out then making his entrance, saying, like, it's good to be here in Kansas City. And he said, like, you know what? I got 5 minutes and 40-something seconds as long as Drew's title reign. So I'm going to talk about you. Pat McAfee timed him. Punk basically said, you prayed for me to get hurt. And it's good. Thinking now I injure you, your arm is hurt. I guess it wasn't from all the tweeting and all that, but now you giving me purpose. I'm not here for revenge. Punk basically talked about it's simple wrestling economics. He says, all right, when it comes to draft, like I was picked before you. There's a reason why, and he went on the whole best in the world, and best in the world on this mic. In the ring, on the mic, even on commentary, nobody could touch him. And basically, losers hope things happen. Losers pray for things to happen. Winners make it happen. And when he is medically clear, he's going to make Drew's life miserable as hell. Punk's music played then after that as he sat in the ring. Medusa and Teddy Long came out to come out for the next draft picks. Judgment Day stay on Raw. No really surprise there. Naomi stays on SmackDown. Ilya Dragunov from NXT goes to Monday Night Raw, which, come on, I think we all saw that coming. And I'm sure everybody wants to see Dragunov versus Gunther at some point, so we all know that's going to happen since Dragunov was one of the last people, other than Sami Zayn, to even beat Walter Gunther there. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven go to SmackDown, so maybe something will happen with that. Liv Morgan went against Nia Jax, which again, this crowd was kind of dead for it right here. But then again, I think some people don't know whether to take Liv Morgan as a face or a heel right now, since they're kind of somewhat in between. But she took out Ripley, but Jax is a heel. Tiffany Stratton was sitting there watching. Naomi ended up attacking. Then again, they got a title match coming up at Backlash this Saturday. Liv Morgan ended up hitting a code breaker, which did not look really good. And then that Oblivion move and beat Nia Jax. So no surprise there since Jack is going to SmackDown. What's next? Adam Pearce talked about his next picks coming up, so get ready to see that. Had the Jim Cornette jacket on. I see everybody was talking about tonight as a tribute. So, hey, I'm sure he's going to talk about it on his podcast. The Dudleys came out with a table. They did the whole get the tables thing, the what's up and all that, as they were out there for the next few draft picks. New Day stay on Raw. Pretty Deadly stay on SmackDown. Bird Girl herself, Lyra Valkyria, go to Raw, which, they got to keep going to the Performance Center and get everybody's emotion and hugging Shawn Michaels. But no, good for her. Like I said, Raw really needs the women right now, so that's a pretty good pick. So no surprise from there. Candice LeRae and Indy go to SmackDown. We'll see what happens. That's all I can say. R-Truth and The Miz went against Otis and Tozawa for the tag titles, which the match was already in progress, so we didn't even get any Alpha Academy entrance. And yeah, this is a tag title match, folks, and Miz and Truth won, and boom, there you go. So, yeah. Judgment Day were in the back, still talking about what happened tonight. I guess McDonough's face is all bruised from the Super Bowl ring, so they gotta play it up like it's deadly now, even though I'm sure the makeup department did that very well. And in round 6, as Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, Magnus himself there, basically made the last round of picks for the night. The final Testament, Cross and Crew go to Raw. I do not care at all, and aren't these guys going for the NXT tag titles? Like, were they sent back to NXT, but now they're going to Raw? Because then again, the whole act sucked on SmackDown. I don't care, all right? If they win the tag titles on NXT tomorrow, it's whatever. I don't care. DIY go to SmackDown. I shouldn't be surprised by that, given that Candice and Indy went to SmackDown. But I don't know. I'm just waiting for Ciampa to go back to being a solo act. Bronson Reed stays on Raw. Well, come on, look what happened earlier tonight. Blair Davenport goes to SmackDown. Good pick. Davenport is really good, so we'll see what happens. And in the main event, we got Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Andrade versus Judgment Day, Priest, Balor, and McDonough. Not much to say. Not much to say anything from this, but what? Jey Uso and them won. Pin Balor. Basically Jay and Priest basically, stood, held the title up at the end of the show. I don't know. Then again, this was a go home show, even though it felt like the go home show wasn't really that much. But I don't know. All I can really say much about this Raw is that I can't say it was much of a go home show. Then again, this was all about the draft, anyways. The draft itself was kind of whatever because nobody didn't really move. Nobody didn't really move. And then again, I should stop falling for this, and I shouldn't be surprised probably in the next few months, maybe in a month or two, if people just start jumping on anybody's shows. I know everybody was so, oh, well, you gotta know it's Triple H. I'm like, nah. This the draft. I haven't seen this too long to know how this goes, so we'll see what happens. But I don't know what happened to supplemental draft picks. I'm probably figure out that later in the night or tomorrow. So other than that, like I said, the draft is the draft. The picks were, like I said, it was kind of whatever. Nobody didn't really move like that. The NXT call ups was somewhat predictable. I knew Dragunov was going to Raw. Bird Girl, I kind of figured that when my friend called it really for that one. Shaggy there. And Davenport going to SmackDown, good pick. Everybody else, like I said, other than a few slight changes, it wasn't really a lot of moves to really kind of be that surprised about or maybe significant. I don't know, but I guess we'll see what happens. And then again, like I say, don't be surprised if half these people just start jumping on each other's shows at that point. But yeah, other than that, this is the go home show still for Backlash this Saturday in France. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys then. Comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit that like button. I'm out. Peace.